This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels on the airways. Keep sitting 100 like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels on the airways. Keep sitting 100 like every single day. RPX. Yeah, just the RPX where you can sit back and catch a vibe at. But your mind gotta be open like a surgeon with a scalpel. Mixed with the tips that can help with the mental, also the spiritual, and even the physical. The way she break it down, you don't need a visual. Always keep it fair and also critical. Everything is clear, ain't no need for subliminals. Growth is essential, the love is not rental. You might be perplexed, but it's so simple. If you wanna know how you can interact, just hit the IG or the Glock or where it at. So come get involved, it don't even cost. Just hit the DM if you need to talk. So all my good people out there, stay blessed and make sure you tune in to the RPX. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels on the airways. Keep sitting 100 like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels on the airways. Keep sitting 100 like every single day. RPX.
Chill. Yeah, we really need to make a little remix of that, Cognac. To chill. Yeah. Shout out to HMan92 for the intro, of course.
Thank you.
And we are back here on another episode of the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Yep.
We talk about all things encompassing mental health topics.
Yes.
And you know what? It's the first of the month. It's the first of the month.
It's the first of the month.
Not only is it the first of the month, but we have a new moon tonight. In October, we have 2 full moons. Full moons, not new moon.
Wow.
My apology. We have 2 full moons, and a
Full
blue
moons.
moon is on the 31st.
What was last night?
Last night was the last night of September.
No, I was just saying, was it a moon? I saw a moon.
There was a moon, but
Okay.
tonight is the actual
The
full moon. So
gotcha.
watch out, crazies.
That sounds intense. Right?
Yeah, watch out, crazies.
Wow.
Yeah.
They always say that. But honestly, the energy just is so heightened
It is.
when the moons are in cycle. So that explains that situation.
Gotcha.
But it also brings a time for release and new beginnings, a lot of energy. Maybe you noticed like you had a little more energy to get things done, a little more push to get things done today, or
yeah,
recent
I've
couple
been
days.
The past couple
definitely.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I've
On
made a
the-
few phone calls that I've been hesitating to call. I hate making phone calls.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
it's
I don't.
awkward for me too.
Yeah.
I'd rather text people.
Me
I don't know.
too.
Oh, why am I always the oddball? Call me.
Listen, it's not so much people though. It's like, okay, I got to call a company and deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that because now I need to
Yeah.
explain the situation, go
Right.
through 50 different people, and you still can't help me out. But I know I got to start somewhere.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It is. Hold,
But
please.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I spent a lot of time on hold.
Yeah.
Hold, please, miss. I'm working on your account. Yes, no problem. Take as much time as you need. You don't need to keep
Right.
coming back every 2 minutes and saying, I'm still working on your account. I
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
do
here.
understand. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any event, tonight's guest, I've been very excited. I actually booked her at least a month ago now, I
Right.
guess.
Yep.
And I just
I'm
want to get this
excited.
right. Ebele.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
That's
job.
great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
If you could actually introduce yourself
Please.
Okay.
and let us know, who you are a little bit.
Sure. I am Ebele Chizea. I'm a writer.
I love that name.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
It has a ring to it.
I know it.
Ebele Chizea. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
like that.
I'm a writer. I'm a blogger. I'm a multifaceted artist. I'm also into natural medicine
Yeah.
and naturopathic health and holistic health in general. And I also make jewelry.
Love it.
Oh, I didn't know that
So-
part.
Love it. I got cussed out today because somebody didn't know it, and they were like,
I didn't
"Sis,
know
what
that
do you mean?"
part.
Like,
No, I just threw that in right now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Is
not
it-
something I put out there.
is it like a
that.
hobby?
It's a hobby,
Yeah.
more so than.
Oh,
Do you sell it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Make sure you
Wow.
check that out. Where
Okay.
can they find you on Instagram?
EBY Creations _.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have Facebook as well?
No. I got off
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah, you
All
know
right.
what? I'm not
Yeah.
a big Facebook person either.
Right.
I generally just do it, just to post the show, stuff like that. But I'm not into all the comments. I'm not into all the
yeah,
back and
yeah.
forth.
No, that's the
It
family
can get
thing
weird.
For me. Yeah.
Yes,
it's
too
family
much.
is right there.
Yeah, it can get weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of social media, to be honest
okay.
with you, but I love Instagram
Yeah.
and I like Twitter. So
I like
I don't have
Instagram because it's just you either like it or you don't, right?
Right.
And there's no pressure to leave a comment.
thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so-
people get upset about that too. Why didn't you like my stuff?
I know
What?
it's
Like,
getting
we're not
crazy
5.
now.
I'm not getting
Yeah,
caught up
it's-
in that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I'm just not. I mean,
We're not 5. I haven't had
know.
anyone come to me like that, but I'm just saying I know it's out there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it is out there.
I've heard
It's definitely
stories.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ebele did a book recently called How to Slay in Life.
Yes.
And it's a book of Proverbs, and I really enjoyed it. A couple of us in the shop actually bought it,
Yeah.
and I read through it. It was a quick and easy read, but there's sections in here where you can kind of like write your own little comments. It
Yeah,
says,
I like
how does this
that.
apply to me?
Yeah. I
And
like
makes
that.
you think about, what you read and how that may apply to you in life. And there was a couple things that I'd like to just bring out tonight
Yeah.
when we talk about this. It was more like, oh yeah, I can see, she talks about her grandmother and she talks about, different things like that. And it's just
Right.
like, yeah, I dig it. I can get with that. I know what that
Yeah.
was.
Yep. Yeah.
So it was really, really cool
Right.
little read, and I suggest it for anybody that is into like self-help, some sort of
Yeah.
meditation, some sort of enlightenment.
Yeah.
It's light. It's light. It's nothing heavy, hard to,
Right.
to comprehend or anything,
Right.
but it's just something little thought-provoking.
And that was the intention, to make it very simple, not too complicated, honest, real,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but still, still spiritual and conscious and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and truthful.
And
So-
that's one of the things,
That's what I like about
I
it.
just have to say shout out to the husband again.
Oh yeah, we have
Yeah,
to
shout out to the husband.
We have to shout out husband
Yeah.
again.
I really love that
The
he
must.
supported you
Yeah.
in the manner that he does. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to say did because he's out here
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
And so I want to congratulate you guys. Came in here just minding my own business as I do on my days off. And I sat down. And he says, hey, I got this book my wife did. Would you be interested in looking at it? I'm like, hell yeah. So I grabbed the book and I start sitting there and I read the whole thing. I'm sitting there reading. I read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what's it worth? What do I need to give you for it? And I said, I really am interested in scheduling her because these are the types of things we talk about on the show.
It is.
So, I said, I think we're in alignment here, sis. Like, would you be
Yes,
interested in
I
coming
agree.
on?
Yeah.
And that's how we got here today, folks.
Just like
A
that.
little bit of background there.
Yeah, he's
But-
very supportive. I
That's
appreciate him
awesome.
for that. Yeah.
Awesome. How long have you guys been married?
Almost 2 years.
That's it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes,
Awesome,
congratulations to
awesome.
you
Thank you.
guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you.
Keep up the good work. Honestly, couples goals right there.
Yes.
Right there.
Thank you.
We're actually gonna play some of his music tonight too. So
Awesome.
yeah, we got a twofer in here.
It's a must. It's a must.
But yeah, I just Ebele is a blogger. She's a writer. What are the things that you generally like to write and blog about?
So generally speaking, I like to blog about upcoming artists,
Okay.
musicians, actors, just art in
Is that
general.
how you met your husband?
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we met at Black and Nobel
Uh-huh.
on a
Oh.
professional tip.
Sure. Which is
Okay.
I just saw the guy hanging posters down there at Joe
Yeah.
Frazier's gym on Broad Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
that's how we met, just said, I'm a blogger, I'm a writer. He said, I'm a musician, I'm a rapper. And,
Yeah.
he was, polite and positive about the whole thing. So we became friends and it just kind of progressed from there.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, what can you tell us about How to Slay in Life? Like, how did this come about? Like, what made you say, I think I'm going to write a little book?
Sure. So about 5 years ago, it just came to me because I was reading a lot of self-help books at the time.
Did you have any favorites?
Nothing spoke to me on the cultural level. Nothing
Right.
spoke to me from my experience.
Right.
Okay.
So I decided to research wisdom and knowledge from my own ancestors and to package it in such a way that everybody can relate no matter where they're from.
Right.
And so that was the beginning of the process for me. So I actually started writing this book about like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
But then I was nervous to release it
Yeah.
because I thought, who would be interested? Like,
You
I'm
never
like,
know.
I'm dripping.
Surprised,
Who would want to
yeah.
read this?
You'd
Like,
be
I'm,
surprised,
you know,
yeah.
at the time I was just like,
Sure. I think all creators or entrepreneurs do that at some point. Like
Yeah.
they get so passionate about their project and then they get to this point where they're like,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
how-
they're right
right.
at the brink of releasing it or starting something new and they're like, I don't know.
Right.
and that's what happened.
But you did it.
Yeah, and it sat there for 5 years on
Yeah.
the shelf or on the computer or whatever.
So you had it completed
Yes.
this long.
Just didn't put it out.
I just didn't put it out.
So what was the catalyst?
So something just inspired me to go through my old stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking through my old writings.
She
And I'm
said,
like,
"Oh,
wow,
yeah."
this looks pretty interesting. I'm actually
You in-
liking this.
you intrigued yourself.
I intrigued myself. Like,
Nice.
this is pretty dope. It's not, I can put this out there.
Yeah.
So I sent it to my friend who's also a writer.
And you said, "What do you think?"
Okay.
Yeah, she said, girl, you better go for it, girl. Put that
Absolutely.
book out
Yeah.
there. I'll support you. And,
Right.
and the rest is history. And I showed a couple of people and they said, go for it, push it out there. And I just did it. I
Nice.
just closed
Yeah,
my eyes and
nice.
did
So
it.
how do you feel about it now
Oh,
that
I'm
it's
thankful.
out?
I'm thankful I did it.
Great.
So what kind of response has it got?
Oh my God, positive, overwhelmingly positive.
Love it.
And I wasn't even expecting all
Right.
that. Yeah.
I have a question going back to you saying you researching your ancestors and wisdom and things of that nature. Like, what was the process like? Like, how did you go about? Did you talk to the elders in your family, or was it more of a spiritual type connection?
It was both ways.
Mhm.
So, growing up, of course, I was familiar with teachings
Mhm.
from like my grandparents, like my grandmother, my
Okay.
grandmothers, let's put it that way. So in particular, one of my grandmothers, she always said things in Proverbs.
Right.
So that was the beginning for me of being exposed to Proverbs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also an avid reader. So I used to read a lot as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I would read books by different African writers, and they would put proverbs in their work. Like Chinua Achebe, he wrote a book
Right.
called Things Fall Apart.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
proverbs everywhere.
It is.
So
yeah.
I think that was really the book that really kind of planted a seed in my mind to pursue proverbs, wisdom sayings, and to understand them more, and to spread the message.
Why
eventually.
does it seem as though like different cultures, especially African cultures and Asian cultures, are very much into proverbs?
That's a good question. I think proverbs are universal. I think it's also
Yeah.
in Europe, it's here
Yeah,
too. But I
yeah.
think the difference is that we've kind of lost it here. The West has kind of lost that mode of
Right.
teaching.
Yeah.
Right.
Like sayings like it's teaching in time saves nine. That's a proverb.
right.
And even when you look at the Bible, just Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, it's right there.
Right.
And that's really the foundation of Western culture and Western civilization. So, it's all around us, but I think in the West, we've kind of forgotten about it and we kind of dismissed it. And I'm hoping that in the future in the now and in the future, we can bring it back up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, speaking of Eastern versus Western, we talked briefly, you also do holistic healing and things of that nature. That's East versus West as well. And and that's making a comeback. It's never went away, but it has diminished.
It has diminished.
And now it's making a comeback with the sea mosses, the herbs, the
yeah,
crystals,
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I'm on the wave.
I'm
A
on
lot
the
of
wave.
people are on the wave.
Yeah, I've been on the wave for a while.
Yeah.
I've been on the wave for a while.
Yeah.
It
And
actually works better for me.
Mm.
It does.
you know what? And this is my own personal experience. I have at one point been on a bazillion different medications.
Right. Right.
And it didn't. It just barely let me have this barely functioning
Exactly.
level.
Barely functioning.
And
right.
now I'm not on any medications,
Right.
and I'm singing Zippity Doo Dah every day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I do.
So
I'm down to 2 medications now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm down to 2.
Yeah, everything we need is really derived from the earth.
It is.
It was a gift that was given to us in that certain way, but we've gotten away from it due to businesses and financial reasons.
Yeah.
Which are wrapped up in the pharmaceutical companies and the government and so on and so forth.
Right.
So getting back to that, like since you do work in the herb situation, what's like some of the biggest things people come in for?
Sure. So I work at it's called Pollux Herb and Vitamin Center. It's not too far from here. It's
Right
on
up
Broad
our street,
Street
folks.
between Champlost and Nidra.
Right.
So yeah, what was the question again? I'm so
The
sorry.
question was, that's okay. What do people like mostly? What are they coming in for?
Yeah, to detox. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detox your body, and then number 2 is to boost your immune system.
Right.
So they usually get in the sea moss, the black seed,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
the oregano oil.
Yeah.
You know,
The basics.
Yeah, the
Sta-
basics.
staples.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
staples.
okay.
Yeah. And then number 3 is actually herbs for like mental health.
Yeah.
Balancing.
Yep.
Ashwagandha, lemon balm, St. John's wort.
Yep.
So things
Yeah,
like
that's-
that.
I grew up
you
on
know.
that one.
Yeah. Inflammation is another one.
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
absolutely,
of people.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Inflammation and pain, absolutely. Yeah, that's like number 2 actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
somewhere
I
between
actually-
2 and 3.
I actually take rosemary
That's good.
for inflammation, and it's good for your memory.
Yeah.
Also, the black seed oil, sea moss,
Take that. Take
a little bit of this, a little bit of
A
that.
little bit
You
of
know,
that.
I
Yeah,
dibble
I need to
dabble.
get that one. I
But
need to get
those
on
are
that
the
one.
which one?
Rosemary.
Yeah, and you know what? Eating cantaloupe, things like that as well, if you like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, cantaloupe is a good inflammation.
Yeah.
Cinnamon, cinnamon's
absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
Turmeric.
Yeah.
I cook a lot with turmeric.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anybody cook with
Oh,
turmeric?
I love
Yeah,
turmeric.
I put it in my breakfast potatoes.
Ooh,
Yes, with some fennel seed,
nice.
onions, peppers.
Yeah, turmeric is the bomb.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
I
is.
love
Yes,
turmeric.
it
It's
is.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, people drink it as a tea. I also drink it as a tea.
You
I like
can,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's lots of good ways to go about getting your herbs and spices in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They all serve different purposes.
Absolutely.
And that's good that people are coming for the mental health. Like they're realizing like they can access that right at the store.
Yeah, because it's a lot going on right now with mental health.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
and
Right.
emotional
People are
well-being.
stressed
People are
out.
stressed
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
It's a lot of
people are-
anxiety.
Yeah.
So we try to provide services, herbs and services that can help them.
Do you have any counseling or any type of programs or anything?
So normally we have lectures every
Okay.
year. Like in the summer, we
Sure.
have like holistic doctors or counselors come in
Nice.
and provide free lectures. But right now, because of COVID,
It's kind of slow.
it's
Yeah,
been
people
slowed
are-
down.
yeah.
Yeah. But we do work with a holistic doctor that we are affiliated with, and we send people to him
Nice.
for more serious problems or
Sure.
situations. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
great. I like that.
Turmeric.
Took, if you are in there, my guy, if we could go ahead and spin a track, we'll take a break. We'll be right back on the X Radio here on Glockaware.
I'm here to tell you, man, your worth not worthless. Nobody's perfect, but you're worth it. You are not worthless, but you're worth it. Come get a dose of this medicine. These industry clones, they shouldn't have let us in. And I was never a protege, I started a veteran. Skipped high school and was the man in college. You'll need Black and Nobel to understand my knowledge. And I got mad love for my people and culture. We was taught not to eat with the vultures, take a seat with the soldiers. Yo, we walk through the valley of death. We march more and we rally for less. Like what we need is some answers. Hating your blood is feeding the cancer. One fist in the air like you leading the Panthers. The next species, you on, riding with crooks, the chess pieces. Pawns colliding with rooks. Hey, get wise, man, they hide it in books. You heard what Jada said, always give him that wig shot in case he playing dead. Feel flames into your frame from a small knife. It seems it's all part of the game, and it's called life. Perfect, you are not perfect, but you're worth it. You are not worthless, perfect. You are not perfect, playing on that bullshit. That shit I had you laying on the floor quick. Why you out here saying all that bullshit? Going in the studio and laying all that bullshit. I understand that we was raised in this wickedness, but understand you never get rid of it till you're sick. Ridiculous. Silly niggas think they got the recipe and end up just another body in the Chesapeake. While they keep spinning niggas like rotisserie, misery, running on rocks, feet blistery. Ancestry.com for your history. It's so sad the way they turn this shit into a mystery. They kill us all, then call us crazy for the conspiracy. Hate against the skin and hair I see since the Pharisee. We must change our whole way of thinking and touch change. And stop killing each other, show your brother what love means. Perfect, you are not perfect, but you're worth it. You are not worthless, worthless, perfect. You are not perfect, but you're worth it. Yeah, you are not worthless, worthless.
All right, and we're back on the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us every Thursday night, 6 p.m. You can also check us out. We are live right now on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, search Glockaware, and you hit the live link. We are there. Also, the show will be available 24/7 afterwards, so you can check out the replay at any time. Please and thank you.
Can.
So, as I mentioned, we are in the studio today with Ebele. Ebele.
Can you say the whole name?
The whole name, Ebele Chizea.
It's got a ring-a-ding to it.
Does.
But she wrote How to Slay in Life.
Yes.
And one of these says, he who bends down to look at another person's anus should remember some other person may be looking at his. That's kind of like, don't throw stones at a glass house type thing, right?
Basically, mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah, stop trying to dig into people's issues and spread gossip.
There's a lot of folks that are really into that crap.
Yeah,
and they make up
unfortunately.
stories that don't even exist.
Mind your business.
And it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. And it's very time consuming.
It
you know?
is.
And it could also be like just watching YouTube videos about gossip and just spending hours, because I'm guilty of that.
Do you love the well, you're in the entertainment business as well. So
I'm a writer, so
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, so you gotta know.
But sometimes it goes too
It's
far.
too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, there was this thing between Cardi and the black lady who does the politic crap.
Oh,
And I'm not very political,
yeah,
but it was
right
just so
past that. I
that
didn't
back
feel
and
like
forth.
that.
I
Yes,
caught like a minute of it, and I
Okay,
couldn't get
yeah.
into it
Yeah.
because I was
Yeah.
like, yo, you guys are really you're going tit for tat now,
Yeah.
and it's just weird. You're being weird.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
just a lack of communication, like proper communication.
Right.
You know?
I also saw this on No Gun Zone. Sometimes I have to take a break from that, and it was kind of.
I'm that way with Kensington Beach.
Yeah, that
Holy
one too.
Toledo.
That one too. So it was kind of like a Cardi and her type thing. This young lady gets on and she's bashing. All I heard was, it was God, 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 but she didn't have anything positive to say about women. So I was lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where are you? What's your point?
Right.
Yeah.
So I only
Some
went,
people talk because they have lips.
right, and I only
Put
went,
that in your
I
next
like that
book.
line.
Yeah. Put that in your next
I
book.
love that.
I only went back to see. I said, let me see how this. Maybe she'll switch it up. Yeah, no.
No.
She
didn't switch it up.
Yeah.
No,
It
she
stayed
burned
the
me out.
same.
She burned me out. How are we
Yeah.
teaching our young daughters this? And you didn't say anything
Worth
positive,
talking
like
about. Yeah.
like even the women in your family. She just was just everything.
Wow.
But then you mentioned God in the same.
Same
Well,
breath.
God said, "Well, God didn't say that."
People like to bend things to their will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To make it fit whatever their situation
Right.
is. And
Right.
instead of just taking accountability for whatever it is that they need to take
Right.
accountability for.
Absolutely.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
And it's time consuming, like I said.
Yeah.
It just takes too much of your time.
Yeah.
I don't have that much time.
Yeah,
Who
does?
I don't
Who
have
does
that
for that
much
We're
kind
here
of-
for a short period. We
Yeah,
might
I
as well
don't-
be productive
Yeah.
and love each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you have another one here that says one man cannot battle a multitude, but a multitude can cope with any situation. And I feel like that's what we're
That's my
here
favorite
doing
one.
right now
Yeah.
because I can go out here and say whatever, and you can at your store and in your blogs you can go out and say whatever, and Cognac in her life. But now we're here as a collective.
Yeah.
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 And we're putting that information out there and being available to people to ask questions and find that knowledge.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of times, and I want to say you have one in here about that. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, but if you take that knowledge, you can. It says something about being.
I think it's about
You can say you don't understand.
Right. How did I put it exactly?
We'll find it.
We'll find it.
You can
It,
take.
it is better to open your eyes and say you do not understand than to close your eyes and say you do not believe. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, this one.
if you don't even know, like, what
Yeah.
is it that you don't have any basis?
True.
Right, and you know
Very
what?
true.
As growing up, my dad used to make us. I didn't appreciate it until high school. My dad used to have us sit down after homework or before homework and read the dictionary or encyclopedia or something informative or something, that gave us knowledge of self.
Wow.
Edification.
Yes. I grew up on that.
Yeah.
He was very, very. That was every day.
But that's
You're
good,
blessed that you
though.
have
It
that.
is.
You're blessed
It
to
is.
have
Yeah,
that.
honestly.
Every day. That's
Because
that
the stuff
reminded
they
me
teach
of
you in
that.
school isn't worth shit.
No, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
But he really, I
Yeah.
didn't really understand that until my high school years.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that was
But he
that was
planted a seed.
Exactly.
basically.
yes, he did, and that always stuck with me. And so we still have those encyclopedias. We
Aw.
still have those dictionaries.
girl. They're gonna be worth money.
Listen,
They're
yeah,
those
we
things. Those
still-
things are outdated.
I know, right?
Dinosaurs.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, have
the
mercy.
bookcase, the whole night. We still have it.
Remember when
Just
they
the
used
way
to
it
like
was.
it was a big deal. If your house had a set of encyclopedias, you were rich. You were rich.
Encyclopedia
Yeah.
Britannica.
Yeah.
You were rich.
We still have them.
I think my cousins used to hide their report cards in there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Or like the big, the medicine books they had, like the
Yep.
medical books. We
Yeah.
had those too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was big on that also.
Wow.
He can heal himself. He can fix, what we call it now, the DIY.
yeah.
He was big on those
Someone
too.
calls
so,
me that. They're
yeah,
like, okay,
so
DIY.
we
It's a
always-
blessing that you had that growing
Yeah, we
up.
were always self-sufficient. We can always, hustler's mentality, hustler spirit, or,
Yeah.
the knowledge. That's why I
Yeah.
always
Find a way.
Yeah,
You always find or
yeah.
make a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was also gifted with that as well.
Right.
Both of my parents were very crafty.
Right.
My mom is still very crafty, and she's funny. Like, because her husband now, they've been together a little. This is their 20th anniversary come
Oh, okay.
November.
Okay. Wow.
I know. Congratulations,
Congratulations,
you guys.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And one day, like he's not very like handy in the sense around the house,
Gotcha.
right? And my mom is, and my mom's like, oh, I'll just fix it, and he's like, we'll just pay somebody. So my mom knew there was this problem in the bathroom, right? So she goes outside. Now it's nothing for my mom, just walk around the house in her nightgown, whatever. She walks around, goes to the garage. I see her walking in with a stiff arm. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, shh. Meanwhile,
Go
she got a
fix
whole
it.
pipe wrench up her
Yeah,
arm, like she
wow.
about to do
Go
something
fix it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's just going to the bathroom to tighten the joint.
Yeah.
Oh, mom.
Yeah.
She's like, don't
Yeah.
tell him, because he's just going to call somebody to come fix it.
Yeah.
And I know I just need to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
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 So I do thank my mother for giving
Yeah.
me the know-how or the, the inspiration or the encouragement to know I can at least try to do it myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very thankful for that because it's definitely come in handy in my life.
Oh, definitely.
I've learned how to fix cars.
Oh,
I've learned how to do,
Yeah.
reconstruct houses and things of that nature. And
Yeah.
I thank her for that.
Yeah, I thank my dad. I'm good. Listen.
Yeah, that's their whole ancestors. I thank my parents too for raising me.
I'm good, but and I was the only girl in the house, so I can do some stuff.
Yeah.
I can do some
Yeah, that's
stuff.
good.
Yeah. Don't let it be a leak in there.
She'll put it up her sleeve.
I'm fixing it.
You know, since we're talking about wisdom from our elders,
Yeah.
you had mentioned something in your book about your grandmother, saying, how she knew. She was able to just kind of know your mood or know something was up with you or know something was about to happen before it happened. And, knowing what that is,
Right.
she was very in tune with her intuition and she was gifted.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think most women are, but I think over time some of us lose it.
Everybody has
it. There you go.
Everybody has the potential.
Yeah.
However, a lot of us either don't know how to use it, don't recognize what it is, or there's also a negativity around some of it. If you're in a religious setting, a lot of times they say that's witchcraft or it's something crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a gift that we were given.
Absolutely.
From the universe or God or whoever it is that you look towards. But we all have the ability to use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people do recognize the intuition, especially like if something bad is about to happen, the vibe changes and you feel the energy shift.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of times, sometimes we don't actually me personally, I've been gifted with a few things as I've gotten older and really opened my eyes and my mind to possibilities,
Right.
and it's cool.
Yeah.
I have other friends, they're even tuned in even deeper, and I'm like, whoa, that's so cool.
I have that. My great grandmother told me that years ago. I didn't understand. I got that.
Yeah.
I
Aquarius
noticed
and
that
Scorpios are the two that have the most heightened senses naturally.
Right.
And other than that, everybody does have the gift as well. But again, you gotta be in tune with it.
Yeah.
You
A
have
lot
to
of
be
the
in
negative vibes and energies that we have out here in society dampen our energy, and
Right.
so we're vibing lower than we're supposed to be on a natural state.
I agree
And
with
that's
that.
what
Yeah.
dampens our abilities.
Yeah. I
And it's
agree with
very
that.
important to spend time in nature too.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
activate that
is.
or to
Yeah.
deepen that.
You gotta ground.
You gotta ground yourself,
Yeah.
eat healthy the best you can,
Yeah.
Meditate, pray,
Right.
connect spiritually.
connect,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
know.
make the connections. Definitely.
A lot of times folks are quote unquote too busy
Yeah.
to make time for that, but you need to connect with self.
You
Yeah.
do.
There's a lot of unhappy people out here that are just simply going through the motions
Yeah.
and not understanding, we all have a soul purpose.
Yes.
We have a life path number, we have a soul purpose, and I know this is super deep, you guys, so if you want to know, you can Google it or DM me later.
Right.
But we have these things, and it gives us an idea of, if you read it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's so me.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
And it's what we are meant to do out here. What is our purpose? Some of us are musicians, some of us are teachers, some of us are healers, some of us are a multitude of, we got our hands in a couple different things, but some people are humanitarians, others are more militant, and they have other, there's different avenues, and that's why there's so many different types of people out here. But most of the time, we naturally align without realizing it.
Right.
Yes.
That's
But
right.
once we realize it, then we're able to take it on full force
full
and
force,
move
yeah.
forward with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Use your gifts. Don't hide it. Don't bury it. Don't be afraid.
exactly.
Just come out with it and share it with the world.
How long have you been a writer?
Since I was 9.
Wow.
Right.
Do you have stuff from back
I have
then?
a lot of stuff that I need to put out there. I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's cool.
But this was the first push. This was my first,
Yeah.
you know, and so hopefully over time I'm going to release more stuff.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, please,
Thank
please,
you. do.
Please, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Are you working on any particular projects at this time?
Yes, I am. I'm working on a novel.
Oh,
Nice.
great.
Tell us about it.
Oh, geez. It's still in its editing process, but basically it's set
Well,
in...
shoot, if it's editing, you did the
Right.
hard
I know,
work
exactly.
already.
Yeah,
But
you
I'm-
put it together. already.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's basically it's magical realism.
Okay.
It's set in New York and a parallel world.
Okay.
And the protagonist is a young 17-year-old girl who is finding her way spiritually, and she goes back and forth between the earthly world and the parallel world,
Oh.
and has several adventures and basically discovers herself.
That's interesting.
Yeah, in the
Very much
process.
so.
Was that fun to write?
It was fun to write. I
Yeah.
was in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up there writing this
That's so cool.
book. It's a lot of, just spiritual themes, philosophy.
Does she touch the 5D?
What is the 5? What is that?
Okay,
I'm
so
like, what is that?
so real quick lesson, right?
Yeah.
Us here, right now, we're in the 3D world. Anything we can touch, see, all this stuff here,
Gotcha.
3D. 4D is a in between the 3 and the 5, right? So the 5 is when you touch spirituality and touch that pure love. You have that constant feeling of joy and happiness
Right.
and love on a regular basis.
She touched it.
Yeah. yeah.
Sis, I touch it too.
I touched it too.
Yeah, I touch it. You know what? And when I started to, it was weird. Like, I was weirding people out. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like walking in, do 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 do. I'm so happy today, and they're like,
Right.
"Word, what you on?"
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just like a state of being, and I have friends that are like that, and I'm like, whoo. I used to look at them like, ooh, they are happy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they are super happy. But now I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you release a lot of those burdens. You release a lot of the daily
The
stresses,
baggage,
the
yeah.
baggage.
The
that
anger,
stuff.
unforgiveness, bitterness.
Yes,
Yeah.
the emotional
You know,
turmoil
yeah.
and trauma that you have carried all these years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you let that go,
Oh my goodness.
you're a whole nother person.
Yep.
Woo.
A whole nother person.
I'm feeling it right now.
Yes.
As you should. It's,
Yes.
It's all.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's all in here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just really, it's dope.
It's great energy here, by the way.
Thank
I'm
you.
feeling you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank
I'm
you.
loving the space.
A lot of people come in here and say that, and
Yeah.
we not only have to, take the credit. I give it also to Toucan
Yeah.
for creating such
Thank you,
a
Toucan.
space.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much every week and the years that you've been hosting us and letting us do our thing.
Yeah.
It's always a good time, always good vibes,
Yeah.
and
And the positive feedback is
Yeah.
yeah.
that's like some kind of dope. I don't know. No, let me rephrase because I don't know what that's like. But
She goes, I don't know what that
yeah, I
dope
don't know
is.
what
but-
that is. But it's
The right dope. The right
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
The good
That-
kind.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
sure,
appreciate it.
sure.
Thank you.
That's what we try to
Yeah.
provide. We try to motivate and encourage and uplift and really like relate to as many people as we can through different
Right.
avenues.
Yeah.
So we have different topics, different people, different walks of life.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get a little Jerry Springer. Sometimes
Yeah,
we're more
'cause
clinical.
You have to break
But-
up the monotony sometimes.
Yeah,
You just have
absolutely.
to-
It's the balance,
yeah,
you know.
the balance.
We're all at different
Absolutely.
spaces and places.
That's-
so you have
that's
to reach
it.
multiple people.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Sometimes something that's of course very obvious and basic for us.
Is not.
We
right.
need to break it down.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We try to do. you
Yeah.
know?
It's working.
Yeah,
It is working.
definitely
It's
is.
working.
Yeah.
It definitely is. I'm gonna take a musical break. If you're in there, Took, if you could spin a track, we'll be right back on the X Radio here on Glockaware.
Grown-up music. But you will never ever do me Louis bags. I know that you'll never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. First of all, I love you. That you would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. First of all, I'ma treat you right. You keep me up, girl, I can't sleep at night. And all my homies wonder why I'm attached to you, but they don't know about them freaky things that you do. I remember I was sitting in class with you. These other women, they ain't in the same class as you. And I know that you would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. And every day is a shopping spree. And everything that you want, I'ma cop in threes. Cars first, Lakeview properties. You can have it all, baby, the Monopoly. From the jet number 4 with the G on it. Your birthday, you get the card with the B on it. The BS back then, I would be on it. But no I in team, we cop it, cause we want. If you wanna come get it, if you wanna come get it, like ooh, when she say that. And I have to admit it, she make me wanna hit it like just relax and lay back. When we make love, I'ma beat it like a drum. Oh, oh, oh. When I add it all up, hey baby, you the one. I hope that you know. If you wanna come get it, if you wanna come get it, like ooh, when she say that. And I have to admit it, she making me wanna hit it like just relax and lay back. When we make love, I'ma beat it like a drum. Oh, oh, oh. When I'm writing you this letter, I'm asking if I'm the one. Circle yes or no. You would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. I know. You would always be my ride or die. So you been riding ever since I told you how to drive. I know. You would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. I know. You would always be my ride or die. Shit, you been riding ever since I told you how to drive. I know. Like I ain't never trust a girl before. Matter of fact, I ain't let him in my world before. And my teens say I spend too much time with you, but they don't understand I really got a bond with you. I remember taking trips across seas with you, blowing tropical trees and moving keys with you. I know that you will always be my ride or die. See, you been riding ever since I taught you how to drive. I know every day I'ma show I care. When you're feeling low, I'ma magically appear. Shoes, furs, jewels, you can have it here. You can have it all, baby, you don't have to fear. Get your hair nails done up in Hollywood. You been good ever since I took you out the hood. I ain't never ever doubt cause I knew you would. I ain't never ever doubt cause I knew you would. You would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. I know. I know. You would always be my ride or die, so you been riding ever since I told you how to drive. I know. You would never ever do me bad, so I'ma buy you all them Hermes and Louis bags. I know. You would always be my ride or die, so you been riding ever since I told you how to drive. I know.
We're back on the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us every Thursday night. You can also check us out on YouTube Live right now.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube, search Glockaware, hit the live button, and there we are. And
We'll
also,
be right there.
also, yeah, exactly. Also, it will be available 24/7 after the show. So, we are in studio tonight with guest Ebele. She did this awesome book. Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it's just. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And she did this cool book, How to Slay in Life.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out. Where can they find it?
Amazon, Lulu.com, Barnes & Noble website.
Nice.
And yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent.
See, look at that.
One of the pages that stuck out to not only myself but my sister over here.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Bookmarked it.
And I'll go ahead and read that.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Since we cannot run from the world, we must face whatever comes our way.
And I think a lot of people try to do that. They try to run and escape. And we talk about that a lot when it comes to substance abuse.
Right.
Because especially that's such an epidemic that is huge here in Philadelphia, and not just Philadelphia, like across America.
Yeah.
But we see it. We have, if you're familiar with Kensington Beach Instagrams and things of that nature, they showcase it, but they do it in a way that it's not meant to glamorize, but to bring awareness.
Yeah, and deterrent as a deterrent.
Yeah. And it's just so crazy. People really do. I used to do it.
Okay.
You run from your emotional trauma.
Right.
You pack it up, put it in a box, throw it on the shelf, and say, I dealt with that. But you didn't really deal with it.
And as it says here,
sometimes it's tempting to want to run.
No, but the more you do, the more you run away, basically, the bigger the situation becomes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, and especially if you're using things to like coping mechanisms that are not healthy, like
Right.
substance abuse. Okay, you start with a drink. Oh, I'm just gonna get drunk tonight.
Yeah.
I need to get this off
Yeah.
my mind. Now it becomes I'm gonna get drunk tomorrow night, or I'm gonna get it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things of that nature become a habit, and then you're not even dealing with the problem anymore. You're just dealing with let's drink.
Yeah. That's all
You
you're
know?
doing. You're just,
And you
temporary.
it's temporary, and you never dealt with it, so your traumas are going to come back eventually.
Yeah.
I personally dealt with something last year that was sitting on the shelf for like 24 years.
Yeah.
And I thought I had dealt with it. It's been such a
Right.
long time. I thought, oh, that's in the past. But when something triggered that feeling again,
Right.
it came out.
Came back.
Right.
And so all those years later, I finally was able to deal with it, release it, let it go,
Yep.
and fill that hole with something positive.
Yeah.
I was able to heal. And that's what I try to encourage people to do, but it's hard. People become complacent.
Definitely.
They become comfortable with what they know.
Right.
And a lot of times it's hard for them to grasp a new concept or really embrace it.
Right.
Because change is not easy.
It's not easy.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it makes us feel some type of way that we don't want to feel. But all those feelings are normal feelings that I hate when men are like, oh, well, men aren't supposed to cry, or they're not supposed to show
Right.
their emotions, or this, that, and the third. And it's like, listen, that's why we are given these emotions
Thank
to
you.
feel them fully.
Right.
Right.
If you're not utilizing all the tools you're given, you're not fully living the life that you're supposed to live.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you have to be able to embrace those things and dissect them and analyze them and work through them
Right.
to get to the other side.
And it's not easy.
No, not at all.
Easy.
Not at all.
not easy.
Not at all. And especially like if you don't have a good support system,
Right.
it's not easy.
No.
A lot of times I always say we don't have the support system in a traditional way that we would hope to have them, whether
Right.
that be our family members, our husbands, our wives, our children,
Right.
people in our immediate circle. We want to be supportive.
Right.
And a lot of times they're the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
They're oftentimes they aren't. And so that's when your favorite line comes in. We find our tribe along the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I am so grateful for my tribe. Along
Same
the way.
here.
These
Thank God.
blessings have overflowed ever since that release, and I can't even describe what it is I feel right now.
Wow.
Yes.
The maturation process is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome when you finally reach that level of elevation and you
Right.
see and feel the change. Not just
Yeah,
see it.
you
Other
really
people see it.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you really feel that change inside of you, and it's just like my own sister. I was like, wow. She said, "You know what? You inspired me."
Good.
And I said, yeah.
Good.
I was like, wow, really? That's
Aw,
cool.
that's sweet.
Right. And
That's cool. And
Yeah.
she's 22 years my senior.
yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And you know what? You know me. I'm always given to others, right? So I had a situation this week, and so Cognac came out, right? But I've been there.
She got a little spicy.
Got a lot of spicy, right? But it got her the results that she had been looking for.
Sometimes that's what you need to do, though. You know,
Wow.
That I don't want to elaborate. So
if you,
get
I know
what
what
I'm
you
saying.
mean,
if
yeah.
you utilize,
She's there,
She's right.
there's a purpose for you to have that spirit within you
right?
to use when is necessary.
Yes.
Right.
Now, my problem, I'm also spicy sometimes.
Right.
But over the years, I've learned how to control that and to
Right.
curb it and use it in its proper way.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah. So what I did was, I made sure her mental was right because,
Yeah.
sometimes people forget that I've you know,
Elevated.
well, not only that, I'm experienced in mental health.
Yeah.
You know, not only with it myself, working on myself, but I've worked in that field for many years, right? As a supervisor at that, right? So I had to make sure she was okay mentally. That was my concern first.
Yeah, you gotta take care of self first.
Right. And so, in order for her to do what needed to be done, you know, it was a roadblock. So I had to get a little for her to see where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Either you're going to do it or you're not. But I'm already here ready to do it, to help you do it. Because once you call me, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get it done in that moment.
Right.
She's feels so much better.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So she's where we are right
Yeah.
now.
All right now. Thank
Nice.
God
She's
for
where
that.
we are.
Yeah.
And not only that, you know what I mean? I'm an advocate for domestic violence. You know what I mean? I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. I've overcome that as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So we had to work. I had to work on a few things. And that's where that just took me to another place. I'm happy all over again.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I want for my sister that of what I want for myself.
Of
That's
course.
right.
And so just
Yeah.
to see her smile was
Aw,
awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Wonderful.
awesome.
It is. I mean,
was
do you see
awesome.
that in your work as
Yeah, that's
well?
what-
Like
that
people
was-
come in and you see the change.
That
They'll
was-
come
yeah,
back and you see the
absolutely.
change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
And I was just thinking about myself too. I think my biggest challenge has been letting go and forgiveness.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just dealing with childhood situations.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
exes,
Yeah.
past relationships, and
Yeah.
even before I got married, I had to do a lot of work on myself.
Yeah.
I had to really face my insecurities,
Yep.
my jealousies, my
Yeah.
anger issues.
Okay.
And my anger is not so much expressed, like I don't really express the anger,
Sure.
and that's
Yeah.
part of the problem. So the same
You
way-
hold it in.
I hold it
Hold
in,
it in,
and then
okay.
it comes
You have
out.
to work on the and that's
Okay.
and isn't that crazy? Like as a communicator, you're a writer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard for you to verbally express.
And that's
Yeah.
why I write.
I was
because-
gonna say,
Yeah.
have you turned to like maybe a notebook of just journaling and things like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had to survive since
Yeah.
childhood.
Gotcha.
I had to write
Yeah.
everything down. Otherwise, I would be a mess.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I've actually used that tool on occasion, and it's crazy. Like when you just start writing,
Yeah.
it just flows.
It does.
And before you really have something on your mind, and you got to get it out. Next thing you know, you're like 4 pages in.
Yeah.
But it's so therapeutic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It works.
It's very
Yeah,
therapeutic.
works.
it saved me in childhood, and
Yeah.
adulthood, teenage. Yeah, because I used to go through depression. I
Yes.
used to,
Okay.
suffer from heavy depression.
Yes, me
And
as well.
Yeah,
Me
So
too. Me
writing
too.
and
Writing
spirituality and
Right.
That's
got
awesome.
me here. And it's still a journey. I'm still working through stuff as we all are.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's
Definitely.
getting better.
You have the coping tools,
Yeah.
Right.
and you know how to utilize them.
Right.
And the thing is, there was a point in my life where, I got the tools I needed, but I wasn't ready to implement.
Right.
So then when I was ready to implement, I had the knowledge and I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get the information along the way, but we're just not ready yet.
Right.
That's
You're
real.
only ready. You don't know when you're ready until you're ready.
Yeah. It's true. You
Facts.
can want to be ready.
Yeah,
Facts.
you can wanna
That's
be
like-
ready.
it's
and
like
then-
dieting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to diet. I want to do this. I want to
Yeah.
do that. Okay, well, are you going to
Are you
start?
gonna
Yeah. I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow
Yeah.
becomes tomorrow,
Yeah.
and tomorrow
Tomorrow
becomes
comes the
Yeah.
next
day.
month,
Yeah.
and next month becomes next year.
Yeah.
And,
It doesn't get done.
nothing gets done. Exactly.
It's that avoidance we're talking about
Yep.
in this
Yeah,
chapter.
that's- yeah,
avoiding
yeah.
that
Mhm.
elephant in the
Yeah.
room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Uh,
it takes courage, but when you do it, it's worth it.
It does.
it's so fulfilling.
Yes, it is
is.
worth it.
It's so fulfilling. Like, working on yourself is the hardest project ever.
It
Okay.
is.
Because you have to face things that
Yeah.
you may not be willing or want to face.
Right.
But when you do it, it's so rewarding.
It is.
And when you see the growth of who you used to be and who you are and who you're becoming, and it's just to embrace that is very
It is.
beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It
Owning
is.
your power is something that nobody can do that but you.
Right.
And when you take that on and you really truly own your power,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're unfuckable with.
Yeah,
I
listen,
love that
Yeah,
It's true.
unfuckwittable.
I just right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
learned
love
two
that.
new words
I love
today.
that. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
It's true though.
it is.
That's facts. That's
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when nobody can push you beyond your limits
Yeah.
anymore, especially if you have anchor issues.
Yeah.
If you can bring yourself out of your own self-doubt, your depression,
Yeah.
that's powerful.
It is.
Because
It
that is a very negative, harsh, negative state to be in.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And again, like, I'm not against medication, but there's a proper place for medication.
yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times the doctors, you know, they're a service.
Right.
They're not necessarily one-on-one care as we would hope.
Right.
So they just prescribe and send you on your way.
And that was another thing too. I've had my doctor for many, many years. And I'm happy that along this journey, she's been very supportive.
Yeah.
And she's
I've
not-
had a few as well.
Yeah, she's really not pushing them. I didn't take that. She's like, what? And well, let me just take it off the list. Well, you know, well, what are you doing? And she's like, well, good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I don't know if I told you, last week was the first time my son turned 19 in
Yeah.
19 years that I got a good report.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, you don't have to do anything else today? I jumped up off that table. And he's like, well, that's the first time I've seen you move like that. I said, since I had my son, right? And I was-
Zippity doo
so-
dah.
Yeah, so it's working.
Yeah.
It's working. And that's another
Yeah.
part of this healing process that that burden is lifted.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not, worrying about it. I'm sitting in the waiting room.
10 of
like,
wands, release your burdens, sis.
Yeah, exactly.
Release your burdens.
Yeah.
Ebele,
Such a pleasure.
I know.
Thank you.
It
Likewise.
has been. It has
Likewise.
been.
It really
Thank you
has
so
been.
much.
Is
Yes.
there anything you would like to say to us before we go?
I would just like to encourage everybody, including myself, to, love life the best you can. Nurture yourself. I
Yeah.
know we're living in very difficult times, but please nurture yourself and forgive and let go the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
And just breathe.
Yeah, breathe. Yeah.
Just breathe.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Hashtag
Let it go.
Just breathe.
Just breathe and let it go.
Yeah, I wanna
Awesome.
thank you for being a guest on the show. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you check out How to Slay in Life. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Lulu, and I'm sure you could just contact her directly as well.
This is an awesome gift as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
awesome.
You so much.
Thanks, Took. So, you know what? I'm sure we'll have you on again because we had a good conversation.
I would love to be back. I would love it.
I encourage you to continue writing and release
Thank you.
Release your projects.
Yes.
Please.
Let it go.
We're here. We're
Release
here.
your projects.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because the world needs them.
Thank you.
We
There's a
definitely
reason
do.
you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You know,
Yes.
that's your purpose. That is what you're here to do, and we encourage you to do so.
Yes.
And likewise.
Thank you.
Keep it
Right
up,
here
guys.
supporting
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Keep inspiring people.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
You can find her on Instagram at EBYCreations_. And all her information is actually posted on my Instagram as well for this week.
Mine as well. Cognac, whoever I am. I don't know who I am. Cognac, you'll see me.
She is somebody.
Yeah. I'm somebody. Cognac.
And
My son keeps changing it. I think I'm 51 something.
next week, we're having art therapy again.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing
anxiety.
it a little early this month. Yeah, we're doing anxiety with
Yeah.
Mar, and we actually have Bruno Brown coming in the
Yep.
studio to talk about
Bruno.
anxiety and do some art therapy with us as well as we
Awesome.
do once a month.
Yep.
Shout out to Mar for her consistency in providing the community with not only art therapy,
Yes.
but a community event every month.
Yes.
And-
Thank you, little ray of sunshine.
Yeah, and at the end of next month, the end of October, the 29th, I will be performing by request.
I'll be there.
Da, 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 da. So that'll be fun.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. See how it goes. But anyway, until next week, I hope you guys check us out. Go check out the replay on YouTube. You can search Glockaware and find us. Look for the latest episode of the X Radio. And follow us on Instagram as well, the X Radio, the RPX, and Cognac, whatever her numbers are.
51, 23, 69.
There
Just
you
Cognac.
go.
I'm right there. No, seriously, I'm right there. Though.
Stay tuned. We're going to have the Glock Happy Hour as always, and we'll be back from 8 to 10 with the Glockaware Radio Show with Toucan Sam and Shab Bananas. But until next week, we're out on the X Radio here on Glockaware.